broke it.
I've gone out and bought the cheapest Audi S1 in the country, and that's because it's crash damaged, but that isn't the reason I bought it. Now, the crash damage part is fairly minor, and we'll sort that obviously in today's video, but the main reason I bought this is what lies under that bonnet. From the pictures of the auction, it looked like it was quite highly tuned, and that is the reason we bought it. And we're going to find out in today's video exactly what power it's pushing. And also make sure you watch the video to the end, because you could be in a chance of winning this car for just a few quid. So in this video, we'll be going around the car looking at all the potential damage. We'll be getting in the workshop, up on the ramp, looking at all the damage underneath. We'll be looking under that bonnet to see what power this thing's truly got, and we'll also be taking it on a road test. And also at the end of it, one of you guys can win it for cheap. So let's go check out my Audi S1. So here it is, a 2015 Audi S1, and these things are really rare and a really cool platform, because you do not get these in the new shape Audi A1, because this is a four-wheel drive manual 2-litre petrol, and obviously in an A1 it's fairly light and nimble, only probably weighs about 1300-ish kilos, so yeah, this will be a quick car. Now I will admit, I know this car's not stock, but I didn't know it before I bought it. Now on the side window here was the previous owner's Instagram handle. You can kind of see where I've rubbed it off. Now I went on the profile before I filmed this video, and I found out this car did have, I don't know if it still has, I'm hoping it still does, 450 horsepower. 450. That is just under twice what this car had from the factory, because this is essentially it's a Golf GTI engine. It's a 2-litre petrol EA888 with 230 horsepower. But as you well know, anyone with an S3 or a Golf R, these are very easily tuned to around 500 horsepower just with a hybrid turbo. So I'm assuming that is what we've got in this car, and fingers crossed we still have it, because we know when cars go to insurance companies, they've been crashed, sometimes the mods don't get declared, and then off the back of that, the previous owners try and remove as much as they can before it goes to the insurance company, in the hope that their claims don't get rejected. But I'm fairly certain we've got the exhaust, we've got an intercooler, fingers crossed we have the rest of it as well. But let's just go around and look at the damage. So this is a category N write-off by the insurance company, which means it's non-structural damage, so it's not too bad. It should be fairly superficial, and we can see here that the insurance company is said to renew this whole quarter panel just because the rear wheel arch is bent in a little bit. Now we're going to obviously get it in the workshop and take this rear bumper off and have a look a bit further in, but if it's just this bit bent in here, I'm very disappointed they would replace the whole quarter panel just to fix that. That would be absolutely ridiculous. The rear bumper, although it's pushed in, it's a bit cracked. May be able to repair that, I'm not sure. Again, we'll have a look in a bit, but let's just go down the car. I'm pretty sure there's no other damage. I think there's a little bit of a scuff there, we can touch that up. There's a little dent there, probably get the dent man to pull that out. Brembo brakes, I think that's standard. I think that's an aftermarket honeycomb grille. I don't think that was standard, because I don't remember having the Quattro badge in the grille. It's got Michelin PS5s, so that's good. That means they've looked after it. And that is all there is damage-wise on the outside. We can see it's got an exhaust. I don't know which one it is yet without looking. Maybe a Scorpion. And this has been wrapped in a weird colour combination. The other good thing about this car, another reason I bought it, is it's really high spec as well. So we have a panoramic roof, we have full leather interior, heated seats, we have Bose as well, and we've got cruise control, do we? No, we don't have cruise control. Other than that, it's got everything you want, good spec. So, the other thing there is to note is I don't know if it's got wheel damage. Because obviously the wing's been pushed in and the bumper's sticking out, it gives the illusion the rear wheel's slightly bowed and twisted. It drove down here all right, so once we get it in the workshop and up on the ramp, we'll have a better look underneath. Because it does just look a little bit like it's facing the wrong way, which isn't ideal. Well, you can see the colour of the car now. So it's got some purple, orange tinges to it. Don't know what that's about, but cool. So let's start her up. Oh no, should we look under the bonnet first? Yeah, let's do that. You'll see the main reason I bought this car and assumed it was high power, because when I bid and won this car, I didn't know, I had an inkling that it would be tuned, because I had a picture like this I was looking at from the auction. But the main reason I thought it would be more than like a stage 2 is this catch can system here. Now this system here is to prevent oil surge, so when you normally take it on a track and do heavy braking, it just stops the oil being sent back into the inlet and sucked in by the turbo and chucking out white smoke out the exhaust. When I took my GTI on a track day, which has got roughly the same mods as this, 480 horsepower. Every time I broke hard into a corner, it would chuck loads of white smoke out the exhaust. Go click in the top right hand corner to go and watch that video. But yeah, you wouldn't really fit this unless you're running quite high power, in my opinion, which is the reason I bought the car. So we have a Litco intake pipe here, which means we might have a Litco turbo, possibly an L450, 470, or even a 500. Looks like we've got uprated coil packs. Does this have MPI injectors? I'm assuming it does. I can't see them. I'm not 100% sure. What else we got? Yeah, we've obviously got a decat downpipe as well, because I think the MOT history has just failed on emissions. And we've also got the exhaust and an AirTech intercooler. So yeah, we've got some good mods. All look to be still present and correct, which is obviously good. So let's start her up and see what she sounds like. Fruity. Now, just before we get on the ramp, guys, I want to give a massive thanks to today's sponsor and long-term sponsor of the channel, and that is CarVertical. Now, CarVertical is a check that you want to do before you buy any car. It's a check that I do before I buy any of my cars, even when they come from auction, because crash damage may not be the only thing you want to look out for. And I've got a perfect example with this car. So let's pop in the details of this Audi S1 into CarVertical and see what the car's past is like. So if we go forward, we can see here a nice dashboard at the top here, and it's got theft, odometer, financial status, and damage. And we can actually see odometer and damage have been highlighted as potential issues. So the more concerning one is odometer here, because obviously I knew it was crash damage, but I didn't know it might have a fake mileage. And we can see here, look, that the mileage has potentially been rolled back around 2020. So if we just click on show more, it'll give us more details, and we can see here, look, that the mileage looks like it's gone back about 7,000 miles. Now that could be a genuine mistake, or it might not be. We need to investigate that further, but the point is it's been brought to our attention to look into. Now if we go down further, we can see the financial status is good, there's no outstanding finance, but this vehicle has been damaged, look, and we can see that category N write-off, which I know about, and we've got loads of other details, look, all about the car. Audi S1 tells you all about it. So thanks to CarVertical, they brought to my attention the potential mileage problem, and I was able to plug in an OBD reader and actually find out the mileage is genuine. It was obviously a mistake at some point in the car's history, but luckily CarVertical brought it to my attention so I can investigate it for myself. Now the good thing about that is if the mileage had actually been tampered with, it would either put you in a better bargaining position when you're trying to buy the car, or it's a car that you can walk away from knowing that the mileage has been tampered. Either way, you need to do a CarVertical check before you buy your next car. So use the link in my description, get an extra 10% off, guys, and make sure you're doing a CarVertical check when you're buying your next car. Oh, decat smells so good. So the car is now up on the ramp, and I'm pretty sure this is a custom system. I can't see any marks or anything with Scorpion or anything like that. So yeah, pretty sure it's custom. Looking around the rest of the car, before we concentrate on the rear, it all looks absolutely fine. There's quite a lot of heat wrapping around here on the downpipe. It's a massive old downpipe. But good news is, engine is nice and clean. There's no obvious oil leaks or anything like that. Suspension all good on the front, as you'd expect. And yes, although it's got no under tray, it's all absolutely fine. This needs tucking back in. Probably when they lifted it with Copart, probably broke that, so we'll fix that. But yeah, no, all good, all good. But I have found a bit of a problem at the rear, and yeah, this wheel has definitely taken a hit inwards. Now if we try and look dead on center with the wheel, look, it is definitely pointing out. It's definitely bent inwards at the rear here. If we go over to the near side, you can see, I don't know, it's not coming across very well on camera, but you can see it kind of lines up. If you look straight onto the wheel, it lines up with the front one. Whereas if you look straight on with this one, it's well off, let's see, well off. And after doing a few measurements, I think I found the problem. So I did a measurement from here, from the edge of this tread to the edge of this tread, and I also did the same measurement on the other side of the tyre. Now obviously you want both tyres to be exactly pointing the same direction, so therefore that measurement should be the same, but they are about an inch out. So this one here is about an inch further inwards than the other side of the tyre. So it has, I think this wheel has been pushed in here and pushed out at the front. After doing loads of measurements, I believe that it's this bottom wishbone has bent. So it hasn't, because these are adjustable, but that hasn't moved at all. Nothing else has moved, nothing else looks impacted at all. The only thing I can see is, I think, the wishbone here. If you look at that one, it sits higher. This one sits a lot lower, look, can you see that difference? So in my opinion, I think this is just bowed, and the impact on this wheel here has bent this wishbone, and that is the reason it's pulling inwards. So I have ordered a new wishbone that will be here tomorrow, so we will strip all that tonight and get that ready to be fitted tomorrow. But first of all, let's crack on, remove this bumper and see what the damage is behind there. Just spent a nice 5 minutes trying to find a locking wheel key. Knob.
So the wheel arch liner is around about 10 T25s, all visible, so that was easy to get off. The bumper is really easy as well. Because the rear lights are incorporated into the tailgate, there is no problem with having to remove the lights to get any hidden screws or anything like that. And also the tabs for the bumper aren't held in with any screws either on the edges. They just prise off carefully. There's a couple of T25s underneath holding the splitter on, and there's 4 main bolts inside the boot where you have to kind of strip half the boot to get to. But once you get those out, the bumper just falls off.
So that's all parts now removed from the rear bumper, and we are left with this bit of damage here. So it's basically a very slight bit of creasing here, and that is where the bumper support bracket bolts to. You can see the 3 bolts here, look, and that's what then the bumper goes to, that bolts to the quarter panel. We just have a little bit of bending here, but there's nothing behind it. You can see there, look, it's just a thin bit of arch, there's nothing behind it. So let's just go to the other side. Because this is what it's supposed to look like, just a bit of flat, and this is a, if you can see there, look, it's not a box section behind that, it's just a lip. So I'm going to try and fix the other side, bend it back into shape and get it looking something like that.
The wishbone was really easy to get off. 4 bolts, 1 for the damper, 1 for the hub, 1 for the anti-roll bar, and 1 for the adjuster in the middle behind it, the exhaust. That was the trickiest bolt to get out, and it required quite a lot of hammering. It was stuck in there, but once it got out, the rear wishbone fell off nice and easy.
Right, some good progress has been made. I've managed to straighten it. I mean, it looks a bit awful, but I've managed to straighten it out roughly into the position it needs to be. When it goes off to the body shop, they will completely make that back to what it was factory. I don't have such equipment, but it is roughly in the right position, enough so we can get a bumper bracket on it, a bumper back on for the time being, and so we can road test it. Now, I have also removed the rear wishbone, and I've just gone to Audi and picked up my new wishbone, bumper bracket, and a few fixings so we can compare. Hopefully they are slightly different, and yeah, we can get it all put back together and taken out for a road test.
So good news, I've now got the wheel pointing in the right direction. That wishbone sorted it out. So that was good. Now I just need to test fit all this. As I said before, the body shop are going to sort all this out because I can't do anymore. I don't have the equipment, but they will pull this bit out here and just pull these little tabs out here and just straighten them all up before we can obviously paint that section. But for now, it is just purely to test fitment for the bumper. So we'll just get a couple of screws in. Test fitted, looks good along there. There's a bit of arch needs pulling out a tad, but again, that is something I'm not going to do. So let's just test fit the bumper now.
And there we go, all test fitted, bumper back in position, all on the ground. And yeah, it doesn't look too bad now. Obviously just needs a repair to the bumper, wing, and obviously the underside. But for now, we are good to go for a road test. So I just need to get the number plate on. Beauty.
Right, so the first thing I need to actually do is go get some fuel, because it says 0 and I don't know how long it's been saying that for. Yeah, the clutch is quite off on switch. Not much given at all. But yeah, let me go get some fuel and we'll take her for a little bit of a test drive. 20 litres of your finest V-Power are in. Thought I better put V-Power in considering it's mapped. Well, I hope it's mapped. So, and also now we're up to temperature as well. So, we'll get out of the, go for a little bit of a drive. Yeah, she mapped. This is a hoot. This is quick. This is hilarious. So what we got. Go, 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 go. Doesn't mean it's not fun. It's revving of its own accord. Why is it doing that? No, that was awful. I'm going to do that again. I haven't got the biting point of this yet. Come on. I'm trying to get that biting point. I think there's gearbox cables need adjusting because it won't. Now I'm stuck in third. 60. 60. I've broke it. I've broke it. I've only got third gear. I don't know if it's just cables or not. It goes into third alright, but it doesn't do anything else. No, what did I literally just say about how the platform, the little A1 can handle it? I've only got third gear. Brilliant. problem. I'll trundle back and I'll see you when I get back.
60.
Oh, hello. No, I've got a fifth. I don't know, I reckon it might be gear linkage. Fingers crossed. So it's now the next day and we need to have a look at this gearbox issue, and also I don't know if you come across on camera, but the engine was surging a little bit at idle once it was warm, so we'll have a quick look at that as well. Now I have just quickly removed the airbox, which literally pulls off, and unclipped it from the intake hose, and straight away I found the problem. There was this gear selector fork here. It's loose, look. So some numpty just hasn't done it up, so I'm going to try and just do that up now. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that will solve the issues. Oh, I think they need setting up now. It's all over the place. Bloody hell. Right, yeah, they need setting up, so we'll pull these clips all the way in and twist, which locks them. Right, there we go. Right, so now we need to put the gearbox in neutral, which is like that. Yeah, so that's currently neutral, so me trying to obviously force it into gear didn't do any favours, but now our cable's all relaxed, we can now move that into a nice central position, which I think looks good, roughly there, by twisting them to the right. Oh, bloody things come out. Oh, for crying out loud. Right, there you go, got it back in now, just had to take it out of gear quickly, do the same with this one. And that should be the linkage all set up, and release the locking pin. Forgot to tell you that, you got to lock it in as well with the little pin down here. Pull that back out. Right, let's check that. And that, unfortunately, guys, is all I had time to do. So that'll be it for today's video. There seems to be a problem with the gear linkage cables, so I have gone ahead and ordered a complete set of gear linkages, because when I disconnect them, it does go into all 6 gears and reverse. But as soon as I do, the cables are bending, and I can see there's a bit of an issue with them. So I've ordered a new set of gear linkages. And also the surging issue, the racing line oil management system, there seems to be a banjo belt on the top that's must have been over tightened because it's snapped. That's definitely the reason for the surging. I'll put a picture up now because I think I took one. So I've ordered a new bolt as well, so that will be rectified. So yeah, a bit of a shame. I really wanted to do this video in one take. I got so close, but then just a few niggly problems at the end has just ultimately stopped it from being a one video deal. Now, I said at the beginning of this video that the car is going to go ahead. It's going to go straight up for raffle. I will still launch it for raffle in this video. However, I appreciate if you guys don't want to buy tickets until you know it's 100%, which it will be in the next video. So I understand if you want to wait until the next video to buy tickets. I thought I'd put it on for launch now anyway, because the S3 has sold out. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought of the video, and also follow me on Instagram at saving_salvage, and I'll put a link for Competed for Cars in the description as well. So as always, guys, thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.